Today we're gonna explore the so-called lottery curse. With an amazing top 11, it's gonna leave you with your mouth just hanging wide open. Will these 11 lottery winners prove to us that luck just can't buy brains? Well, stay with us till the end of the video and you're gonna find out. Are you ready? Let's go. Number 1 is Denise Rossi. Thomas and Denise Rossi were happily married, or at least that's what Thomas thought, before Denise suddenly and unexpectedly filed for divorce in 1996. Heartbroken, Thomas asked for the reason and was never granted one, so he went on with life as best he could until one day, 2 years after this awful divorce, he got something in the mail that explained it all. The letter mentioning the $1.3 million that Denise won 11 days before she filed for divorce. Ouch! That would have been the final blow for Thomas, but he decided to strike back and he went to court with a case against his now ex-wife, and Denise claims she had no clue that she should have told him about her win, but the court found her guilty of violating state asset disclosure law. Would you like to guess her punishment? She had to give all the winnings to Thomas. Like the song says, winner takes it all. Number 2 is Michael Carroll. Now this story would have the perfect "the universe will reward you for your pain" message, but instead it has the "you get what you deserve" message. It's the story of Michael Carroll, who won an astounding amount of £9.7 million in the UK Lotto. Everyone was so excited about this because he didn't have a very easy start to life. He was diagnosed with multiple learning disability at a very young age and then grew up without his dad because he was sentenced to prison and then died in prison after a while. And his stepfather just abused him on top of everything else. So when he won at the age of 19, it seemed like finally everything came into place. But it didn't. Michael spent all his money on luxury houses, sport cars, drugs, and prostitutes, and when we say all his money, we literally mean all of it. 10 years later, he had no friends, no family, and an absolutely empty bank account. Oops. Number 3, Americo Lopes. Americo Lopes was a lucky man, but not a great secret keeper, and that's all you need to know. But let's see how it all came to be. In 2009, Americo and 5 of his co-workers pooled their money together and bought lottery tickets. Wasn't the first time, but it was the first time they won, and the prize was no less than $38.5 million. Americo, though, decided splitting it 6 ways just wouldn't do. So he kept a secret from his co-workers and quit his job. So while he was laying low for a couple of months trying to not raise suspicion, he stupidly told one of his former co-workers he won the lottery after he quit his job and subsequently also left the lottery pool. His co-worker decided to look into it, and it took no great detective to find out they all won together. They went to court, and it was decided Americo had to split the winnings with the members of the lottery pool. Greedy much? Hey, how you holding up so far? Are you already thinking how much better you'd treat your money in case luck smiled on you instead? Well, you better hold on, because what's coming is going to make you realize you ain't seen nothing yet. Number 4 is John Ross Jr. The life of John Ross Jr. right up until the age of 29 is one we all know too well. Unemployed, still living at home, no driver's license. What got him out of this was luck, and a lot of it. He won $2 million from the California Lottery's Set for Life lottery. The particularity about this one was the winnings would pay out in increments of $70,000 after taxes for 20 years. With this money, he'd finally be able to leave his parents' home, invest, and definitely buy a car, which was his dream when he was still out of money. He was so happy for winning, he declared publicly how he's going to put the money to good use and change his life for the best. And as you might well imagine, since he's in this list, that didn't happen. Instead, he used his lottery winnings to bail himself out of jail because he got arrested for trying to steal, can you guess, a car. Next, it's Jose Antonio CUA-Toc. This Guatemalan native, he snuck illegally into the U.S. in the 2000s, and started working for a businessman named Eric Cervantes. But Jose always wanted more, so he was frequently playing the lottery, and one day, up come a miracle. Jose won $750,000 in 2010. But the only problem, as we said in the beginning, he was undocumented, so he had to take action. So he decided he would tell his boss, Eric, and if he would claim the money on his behalf. Eric, thinking what a great opportunity to get this huge amount of money and not lift a finger, he decided to keep the winnings to himself. Well, Jose wouldn't have it though, and he filed a lawsuit against Eric, which gave him back his winnings. One problem still remains: he's still illegal. And not only illegal, he was caught driving under the influence and then accused by Eric as making terrorist threats against him. So Jose was now detained, obviously, and oh lady luck, what games you play with us mortals. Well, we're in the middle of the video, and we have to remind you, you don't need luck to see the best top 10 videos on YouTube, because you're right here with us. So go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and then when you finish watching the video, jump over to the channel and discover hours of fun. Let's continue with our not so bright lottery winners. Number 6 is CHRISTINA GOODENOW. Well, she almost had it all, but as it turned out, she had one too much. We're talking about Christina, a lady that purchased a lottery ticket along with other things from a shop and found out soon after she won $1 million in the lottery. Excited, she came forward and chose to get her winnings in the form of annuity payments. Unfortunately, an investigation went into the purchase of the lottery ticket along with the other items, and it turns out Christina dear was using the credit card of her mother-in-law, which, by the way, had died a year earlier. She almost had it all, then she lost it all and gained a few charges, like forgery, theft, and fraud. Number 7, William Post. In 1998, poor William had only $3 left in his bank account. A life story that includes his mother dying when he was young, his father abandoned him after the death, and with those $3 and nothing left to lose, he bought a lottery ticket, and he won. Are you ready? $16.2 million. Not only enough to turn his life around, but enough to live luxuriously for the rest of his days. How could this go wrong? Well, easily, as it turns out. William started spending recklessly, and when we say recklessly, he bought a plane, and he couldn't even fly. And on top of that, his ex-girlfriend sued him for a third of the winnings, which she was awarded, and then his brother hired a hitman to kill him. Cherry on top of the cake? Sure you can handle it? She shot a gun at a debt collector, which led to charges being filed. He ended up with $1 million in debt and died 8 years after his big win. You know, he'd have been better off if he'd have just bought some donuts with that $3. Number 8, Alicia Battle. Not the perfect example of a good girl. Alicia had a file, credit card fraud, assault, but she left everybody astounded when she went public to declare she won $162 million. And you heard that number correctly. In the Mega Million lottery. There was only one problem. She lost the ticket. A majority of people felt sympathetic toward her and tried to help her find the ticket. She even went to the police and filed a report. Are you sensing something's wrong here? Well, there is. She was lying. The good thing was the actual holder of the winning ticket was simply getting advice before they came forward. So Alicia was caught in her big lie, and she gained one new charge to her ever-growing police file, that of a false police report. Well, we've made it to the top 3. Now, are you ready for the creme de la creme of idiots? You've made it so far, so I believe in you. You can take it. Get a deep breath. Here we go. Number 9, Jack Whittaker. I really don't know where to start with this guy. Jack Whittaker. He died recently at the age of 72. He was the perfect example of the lottery curse. Jack won $315 million. Yes, you're hearing me right. In the Powerball jackpot on Christmas night in 2002. But you want to hear what happened after he won? Follow me. Here we go. Because the list is long. First off, he completely lost trust in others so much, he said many times he wished he could turn back time and tear up the ticket. And his wife left him. A friend of his drug-addicted granddaughter was found dead in his house. 3 months later, the granddaughter was also dead. And what about his daughter? She died after struggling with cancer. Anything else you want to ask? Yeah, there's more. He also lost the home to a fire. Is there more? Yeah, because there's too many. We urge you, do your own research. Let's just say that luck gave him one smile and then cursed him the rest of his life. Number 10, it's Amanda Clayton. When this single mom won $1 million in the lottery of 2011, she was over the moon. She would no longer have to struggle raising her kids. Well, that's what we thought at least. But Amanda was convicted of welfare fraud when it was discovered she continued receiving food stamps and benefits after winning the $1 million. And 1 year later, she was found dead due to a drug overdose. Not the smartest life choices, but Amanda, God rest your soul, dear. Number 11, Keith GOUGH. Keith won almost $15 million in 2005, and he couldn't be happier. Big plans were on the rise, but before anything else, and because he was a horse racing enthusiast, he decided to go to a racetrack or two, or three, or enough to make him lose millions of dollars and go back to square one. His wife got so angry with him, she left him. Keith got so angry with her, he suffered a heart attack and died. The moral of the story? If you have a gambling problem and win the lottery, invest in a good rehab first. Not that this is a common problem, but better that than suffering the fate of poor Keith. Well, there you have it for today, the ups and downs and the top 11 dumbest lottery winners ever from around the world that shocked us with their lifestyles. Now it's time to hear from you. What was your absolute favorite, and what made you cringe or laugh the hardest, and why? And which one broke your heart? Let us know in the comments, and as always, don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and we'll see you next time.